Okay, in the last lesson we learnt about the blues scale and how to do that with the right hand. Now, this lesson is dependent upon you being able to play the left hand chords, the ninth chords in your left hand. If you can't do that, then you need to go back to that lesson and do it and learn to do it properly and make sure that you can do it fairly fluently, changing between the C9 and the F9 and the G9 in the right sequence, because otherwise you won't be able to do this bit. Okay. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is to play the chords in the blues sequence and improvise over the top. That's our goal. In order to get to our goal, we may have to do a step backwards. Some of you may be able to do that straight away. I'm going to put the backing track on. This is going back to backing track 1 again, blues backing track 1, and show you what the goal is first of all, and then we're going to look at how we approach that goal in a slightly simpler way if necessary. So here we go with the backing track. Okay, so that's the aim, is to do something along those lines. It doesn't have to be that same tune. The idea is that it becomes your tune. But that may be quite an ask at the outset. Now, what tends to happen is, when you try to do that, is that you're so focused on improvising and on making up a nice tune for your right hand with the blues scale that you forget to change chords with your left hand. That's a very, very common response, so don't worry if that happens to you. There is a way around it, or there's a way into it. There's a way to get your head around this a little bit easier. What we're going to do is this. We're going to make up a tune, except it's not going to be a tune. It's going to be a single C. You're going to use a single C, but you're going to change the rhythm. So you're going to make, it's like you're making up a tune on a C. So for example, you might do... Okay, so simple as that. And what you're going to try and do then is to play that over your changing chords in the left hand, because the left hand's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just take that first line of the blues there. So if I try that with the C over the top, we won't use a backing track at the moment. We'll just try it as it is with just a C over the top, and you can make your own rhythm up. So I'll do mine. Watch me. So. And then I change to F. This is the second line now. Okay, so that's playing all the way through the blues just on a C, improvising effectively on a C in the right hand. If you get bored with the C, if you practice it loads and loads and loads and you're still getting used to it and you get bored with the C, try one of the other notes from the blues scale, but just use one of them. So the E flat, for example, will work as well. Any of them will work. You might find the F sharp is a little bit tense. Won't sound quite as nice, but we'll try it with the E flat. Same thing. Okay. Now, here's where it gets a little bit trickier, is when you are comfortable doing that, either on the C or the E flat or another note, then I'd like you to think about swapping between them. So you're going to use the 2 notes this time. Same thing, without the backing track. We're just going to play, but the left hand has got to be able to change at the right time. Again, if you can't do that yet, keep working on it until you can. That's the tricky bit of this is making sure that your left hand is changing automatically. All right, there's no you don't even have to think about it. I can do that and have a cup of tea and have a conversation with somebody and still change at the right time. So that is just, like I said before, it's practice. It's just doing it over and over and over again. So I'm going to now change between the C and the E flat, and you'll see a little bit of a tune beginning to emerge. So. Okay, so once you can do that, then you can pretty much use the whole blues scale, because once you've got the independence of being able to change between 2 notes, then who's to say you can't do 5 or 6 notes? So that's when you start to be able to then make the improvising a little bit more interesting. So things like. And you can carry on like that. So keep practicing over and over again. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to make a few extra changes to the right hand to make it sound even more sexy.